welcome back to my studio. I'm going to do another exercise using the same subject as on the first video, working from this gentleman here. On the first one we used charcoal. On this one I'm going to change the medium to pen and ink. It's also an opportunity to learn the basic techniques not only of pen and ink but also of watercolour. And I intend to do another exercise using watercolour and hopefully a third one using acrylics. Okay, so in a few moments we'll make a start and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, having taken the hairdryer to it, if I want to test how dry it is, avoid putting the finger on because you deposit grease. Use the back of the knuckle there, there we go, that's quite dry. Now I can go to the mid-tone and I'll come back into his cap there, good, done. And then I can turn down his front a little bit. I'm going to follow instinct a little bit here, as I keep reminding you again, I don't need to copy this image precisely, it's only a subject to a film. You can see it does dry off quite quickly. So working from light to dark allows you to work in a more spontaneous, there we go. And where else? I'll probably leave the sleeve quite light. I have to work more quickly than I normally would because of the problem with the battery on the camera, the videoing, the editing, uploading. It all takes a lot of time and the batteries don't always last long enough. Come back into the hand. Alright, maybe I will just go a bit on here with a mid-tone. I want to leave a line down the top of that sleeve to differentiate it between the darker tones and the lighter tones. Good. Okay, I'll leave it at that. In a few moments I can probably come in with the darker tones and maybe just a touch more. What I'm going to do here, just to demonstrate again, is that was with the light tone. So I'm going to go in once again with the light tone. In other words, you're giving it the second coat. Okay. There we go. Perhaps now I could take a chance and come in with the darker tone, which will be straight from the inkwell itself. While it's still, no, I just better just dry it off a touch. So I'll just get the hairdryer to it again. Okay, so I've dried it off using the hairdryer. Now we can add the real drama to it and apply the ink neat directly from the pot. I'm still going to be using the round brush. Again, I'm going to go where the instinct takes me. I may have to dampen it in certain places because I need the paint, or the ink rather, to run. So I'll come back in now with the neat ink directly from the pot, tip of the brush, and now of course you can bring a bit more life to this gentleman. Okay, I'll come in and mark out his eye, his nose. I'll come down here, then I can get the sleeve in. Okay, that's the end of the sleeve. Work in the hand a little bit. The second hand here. He's got a very large hands, quite gnarled. This was a sketch of a farmer done by Kyffin Williams, so Sir Kyffin Williams, he gave him his full title, a North Wales artist who worked and lived on Anglesey. Right, I'm going to dampen here just to show you. This actually is the cleaning water. As you can see, it's darkened it already. Just with the cleaning water. It's almost like a fourth tonal value. I'll dampen here using the same. Then I can go to the neat ink, and because the drawing is on a tilt, as you can see, it's darkened. And of course you get some lovely soft transitions. I'll dampen here because, as I said earlier, you do need a combination of both, of hard edges and soft transitions. I want to retain some of the light areas as well. Into the neat again. Here we go. I don't need to do too much, it will find its own way, it will run down the damp areas. Yes, I need to come back to the face. Got quite a prominent nose on him, his bottom lip. It's run a little bit there. And once again, I go wherever the eye takes me. Now, we haven't yet started using the pen. Now I'm going to come into the legs, because that's wet on to dry. I'm using the cleaning water here to get me going. In other words, I'm dampening the paper. Then I can go back in straight from the pot with the neat. You'll see it run here. And I must remind you, it is literally one stroke of the brush and move on. Yes, as you've been seeing me, I do go back and tweak a little bit. So as you can now appreciate, you get some real drama taking place here. I don't probably need to do too much more to this. Then I can start to do some linear work. This method, or indeed if you're using watercolour, is very good if you're working outside, want to gather information quite quickly, working tonally. I better just do something now because there's quite a contrast between the sleeve and the dark area, so I better just bring it up a little bit more. Okay. The face, yes, I need to come back into the face. So once again, I think I go for the mid-tone. That's going to run, so I'll have to avoid it as much as I, just to bring up the face a touch more. Tonal value. And I can come in and do some further tweaks in a moment. I'm going to stop there, dry it with the hair dryer, and then another exciting process is using the pen. Okay, so I've dried it off with the hair dryer. What I better do quickly is put in his walking stick. I'll go to the neat and very carefully, well, that's going to dry off a bit in a moment. Good, that's fine. Now I can take the pen. I'm using the calligraphy pen, but I'll do a little bit perhaps with the fine liner just to show you that there's not much difference between them. I'll start off with the calligraphy pen. This is at this point now, again, you can have a very free, very loose approach to it and enjoy the drawing process now. Okay, so I'll work on the face a little bit. There's his eye down to his nose. And I'll keep repeating, be quite relaxed. And don't be satisfied with just one line around something, you can repeat. Yes, it's a scratchy sound, and I'm going, as I keep saying, where the eye takes me. Those who've done this with me before are also aware I could use another tool, such as a twig. I've still got some for sale. If anyone wants them, just let me know. I'll put them in the post to you. Come down to the legs, down to the feet. I'll probably be doing an exercise at some point with just drawing using the pen and ink. Go on, I'll take the fine liner. As you can see, you get similar results. On this occasion, even finer lines, because it's better on 0.5 this one. I think I'll stick to the calligraphy pen. I've shown you the initial process. And yes, it's the same for approaching watercolour, which hopefully I will be doing. Come back in. I don't want to take this much beyond what I'm doing here for the reasons I stated earlier. The problem with the memory on the chip, the battery, and the editing and uploading and so forth. Okay, so please. Right. If I perhaps really start to leave it at this. I won't bother using the gouache at this point. I've got some light areas in here anyway. So the only thing left to do really is to drop in a shadow to anchor this gentleman down. There we go. Same with a stick. And I think I'll leave it at this. I do hope you'll have a go. Maybe just bring up the eye a bit more. Good. As you can see, I've done nothing with the background on this occasion. I've left it white. And I'll bring this now to a conclusion. I hope you enjoyed it. And thanks for looking. And I'll see you next time. Just one other thing I need to do, of course, is to take a mount and view it in a mount. And to stand back a little bit. There we go. It's always best to look at your work, your finished piece, with a mount around it prior to framing something. I know this is just a working exercise, but it does enhance it a little bit with the mount. Okay, so I'm going to leave that now at this point. And thanks for watching.